Hey there. Ready to dive into the world of
Let's
abundance?
do it.
We're cracking open Boni Lonnsburry's The Map to Abundance today.
Oh, I love this book.
Me too, and let me tell you, this book is juicy,
It really is.
especially when it comes to attracting more wealth. You've got big goals,
Yes.
and we're here to unearth the nuggets of wisdom that'll really get you moving.
What I find so intriguing about Lonsbury is that she doesn't just talk the talk, she lived it.
Right.
She transformed her life from poverty to multimillionaire status using these very principles. And it's not just about stacks of cash for her. It's
Sure.
about living a life that feels abundant in, like, every sense of the word.
Okay, so picture this. Lonsbury's hanging out on her private jet.
Nice.
Not bad, right. But here's the kicker. She didn't manifest that jet by obsessing over money. She manifested it by prioritizing FUN.
Exactly. And that's a key takeaway right off the bat. Lonsbury is adamant that money has this, like, unique energy, almost a heavier vibration than other desires,
Yep.
because of all the baggage we associate with it. Think about those sayings we hear all the time. Money is the root of all evil. Money can't buy happiness.
Right.
All that stuff creates a sort of energetic block around wealth.
You know, it's funny because I've definitely experienced that.
Really?
Manifesting a parking space. Piece of cake. Manifesting a big financial windfall. Feels like I'm hitting a wall.
So common.
But Lonsbury says there's a reason for that.
Okay.
Those constant reminders of bills, expenses, and maybe even past struggles
Yeah.
keep us locked into a scarcity mindset.
Like, we're surrounded by these little reminders of what we don't have,
Yeah.
which makes it harder to shift our energy towards abundance. And that's why Lonsbury says it's not actually about the money itself.
Right.
It's about tapping into the feeling that you believe money will bring you.
Freedom,
Yeah.
security, opportunities. It's like money is just a symbol for those deeper desires.
Precisely. So instead of focusing on the money itself, Lonsbury says we need to focus on cultivating the feeling of already having those things.
I like that.
And that's where her 7 steps come in. Now, we won't dive deep into all 7 today, but
Okay.
let's talk about a few that are absolute game changers when it comes to attracting wealth.
Perfect. Let's unpack those.
Step 2 is all about clarity,
Okay.
getting crystal clear on what you really want.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just saying, I want to be rich.
Right.
It's about digging deeper and understanding why. What will that wealth allow you to do, to be, to experience?
Because if you're not clear on the why, it's easy to self-sabotage without even realizing it.
It's so true.
Now, Lonsbury talks about how we often have these hidden negative beliefs about money that can really hold us back. And she shares a pretty powerful anecdote from her own life to illustrate this point.
Right. She talks about a traumatic childhood experience where her father, a roofer, was severely burned by boiling tar.
Oh, wait.
And that event instilled in her this deep-seated belief that making money is dangerous work and that financial stability is precarious.
Wow, that's heavy. And it just goes to show how our early experiences can shape our beliefs about money, even if we don't consciously remember them.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another crucial step: commitment.
Okay.
Lonsbury emphasizes that creating lasting abundance requires, like, a conscious choice
Right.
and consistent effort. It's about aligning your thoughts, beliefs, and actions with the energy of abundance day after day.
It's like making a decision, like a declaration.
Yes. And she even provides a written commitment to abundance
really?
that readers can sign as a way of solidifying their intention.
Wow.
It's about making a conscious decision to step into a different reality.
I like it.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And this is where things get even more interesting. Lonsbury goes beyond simply identifying and changing those limiting beliefs. She suggests actively engaging with your inner world. That's your child self, your adolescent self, even your negative self, to shift your experience of abundance at its core.
Because sometimes logic alone isn't enough to overcome those deeply ingrained beliefs.
Right.
We need to access them on a deeper emotional level. And she has some really creative techniques for doing just that.
She does. One of my favorites is the money machine visualization. Have you heard of this one?
I have. It sounds fascinating. Tell us more.
It's amazing. Imagine literally giving your inner child a money machine access to unlimited funds.
Wow.
Lonsbury suggests picturing their face light up as they realize they can have anything they want, no limitations. This helps rewire those early beliefs about lack and replaces them with a sense of abundance and pure possibility.
It's like giving your inner child the financial security they may have craved,
Yeah,
which in turn can help you feel more secure and abundant as an adult.
totally.
Now, Lonsbury also had this incredibly powerful encounter with success personified,
Oh, yeah.
and get this, it appeared to her as the Grim Reaper.
Isn't that wild?
A little scary.
It revealed a hidden fear she hadn't even realized she was harboring, this underlying belief that achieving success would come at a great personal cost.
That's a big one.
It is.
And it just goes to show that we often have these subconscious fears that are running the show without us even realizing it.
It's like our subconscious mind trying to protect us, even from the things we most desire. So much of this work is about uncovering those hidden beliefs and rewriting the script.
It really makes you wonder what else we might be subconsciously blocking ourselves from receiving, right?
It's a powerful question to consider. And that's why Lonnsburry emphasizes the importance of addressing another major abundance blocker: entitlement.
Okay.
That feeling of, I deserve this, can actually backfire when it comes to manifesting.
It seems counterintuitive, but I can see how that demanding energy could work against us.
Exactly. The universe responds to creation energy, to the vibration of already having it, not to a sense of being owed something.
So instead of saying, come on, universe, where's my lucky break?
Hmm,
It's more about aligning with the feeling of, I am open and ready to receive all the abundance life has to offer.
you got it. Now, how about we talk about envy for a moment? This is another biggie Lonnsburry tackles.
Oh, envy, that sneaky energy drainer. It's so easy to fall into that trap of comparing ourselves to others and feeling like we're not good enough or haven't done enough.
And that's precisely what blocks abundance. When we're busy coveting what others have, we're essentially giving our power away. Lonsbury suggests a powerful reframe. What if, instead of feeling envious, we viewed other successes as proof that what they have is possible for us too?
Oh, I like that. It's like their achievements become a source of inspiration and motivation, reminding us that we can create something amazing too.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that abundance is not a limited resource. There's enough to go around for everyone.
Lonsbury also talks about gratitude being a major abundance amplifier, and she doesn't mean just saying a quick thank you before digging into dinner. She's talking about cultivating a deep, genuine feeling of appreciation for what we already have in our lives.
She's adamant that gratitude is one of the most powerful frequencies we can embody. It's like sending a direct message to the universe saying, I trust you, I'm open to receiving, and I appreciate all the blessings in my life.
And she encourages us to make gratitude a daily practice.
Absolutely. Writing down what you're grateful for, taking time to truly savor those good feelings, these simple practices can create profound shifts in our energy and our ability to attract more good stuff.
It's about shifting from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance. But let's be real, life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. How do we sustain that feeling of abundance when challenges inevitably pop up?
Lonsbury is very real about that. She emphasizes that sustaining abundance is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires conscious effort and consistent practice, especially when things get tough.
She compares it to a financial roller coaster, which I think is so relatable. It's easy to feel excited and abundant when things are going well, but how do we stay in that flow when we're hit with unexpected expenses or setbacks?
That's where those daily practices we talked about become even more important. Gratitude, visualization, connecting with your inner child. They're not just one-time things. They're tools to help you navigate those ups and downs and stay anchored in the energy of abundance no matter what life throws your way.
It's about building resilience and cultivating an unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you've got this.
Exactly. Speaking of resilience, Lonsbury dedicates a good portion of the book to tackling those fears and doubts that can creep in and sabotage our efforts. She really dives into the fear of scarcity, which I think is something many people struggle with.
Oh, the fear of not having enough. That's a big one. It can feel so real, especially if we've experienced financial hardship in the past. It's like that primal fear of survival kicks in.
Lonsbury gets that. She acknowledges that this fear is deeply ingrained in many of us,
Yeah.
often stemming from a belief that we live in a world of limited resources. But she challenges that belief, reminding us that true abundance is our birthright.
Right.
We live in a responsive universe, a universe of infinite possibility, and it's constantly conspiring to support us.
That's reassuring.
Mm.
But if abundance is all around us, why does it often feel so elusive? What are we doing that might be blocking it?
That's the million-dollar question. Lonsbury suggests we start by identifying the specific fears that are holding us back. What are we truly afraid of?
Okay.
Getting specific about those fears helps us dismantle them.
So instead of just saying, I'm afraid of not having enough money, it's about digging deeper and asking, what am I afraid will happen if I don't have enough money?
Exactly. Once we pinpoint those fears, we can start to examine the beliefs that are fueling them. And then she has this great technique called the fear list, where you literally write down all your fears related to money and abundance.
It's like taking inventory of those fear gremlins and exposing them to the light of day, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And often just the act of writing them down can help diminish their power. Lonnsburry also suggests challenging those fears by asking yourself, is this fear really true?
Okay.
Is there evidence to support it? Or is it just a story I'm telling myself based on past experiences or limiting beliefs?
It's about separating fact from fiction,
Right.
reality, from those old tapes we play in our heads.
Exactly. And sometimes those fears aren't even our own, you know?
Oh, interesting.
We've internalized them from family, friends, society,
Yeah.
even things we watched on TV as a kid.
Wow. Yeah.
Lonsbury is big on reminding us that we have the power to choose what we allow to influence our beliefs.
It's about taking back our power and creating a new narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Now, something I found really fascinating in the book is Lonsbury's emphasis on inspired action.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about thinking positive thoughts.
Yeah.
It's about taking action that feels aligned and joyful, right?
Right? It's all about that. Inspired action is about following those nudges of excitement, those little sparks that light you up.
Uh-huh.
It's not about forcing things or operating from a place of fear or obligation.
Right.
It's about moving in a direction that feels expansive and aligned with your true desires.
It's about listening to that inner guidance system and taking those aligned steps, even if they seem small.
Exactly. It might be signing up for that course you've been eyeing,
Yeah.
having a courageous conversation,
Yeah.
or even just setting aside 15 minutes each day to work on that passion project. It's about showing the universe that you're serious about creating abundance and that you're ready to take action.
And speaking of the universe, Lonsbury talks about these little winks and synchronicities that start to pop up when you're on the right track. Have you ever experienced that?
Oh, absolutely. It's like the universe is saying, you're getting warmer.
I love that.
It might be a chance encounter,
Okay.
a book that falls off a shelf at the perfect moment,
Right.
or even just a feeling of things falling into place effortlessly. Lonsbury encourages us to celebrate those synchronicities,
Yes.
to see them as confirmation that we're on the right path.
It's like a fun game, looking out for those little signs and acknowledging them as the universe working its magic.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, sometimes the universe's timeline doesn't quite align with our own, right?
Yeah.
Patience isn't always easy.
That's so true. We live in a world of instant gratification, but as Lonsbury was, creating lasting abundance is more like planting a garden.
Oh, I like that.
It takes time, nurturing, and yes, patience for those seeds to sprout and blossom.
I love that analogy.
Huh.
So instead of getting discouraged when things don't happen overnight, it's about trusting the process, continuing to water those seeds, and knowing that in divine timing, those efforts will bear fruit.
Beautifully said. And while we're waiting for those seeds to sprout, Lonsbury reminds us that we have a powerful team of unseen helpers cheering us on every step of the way. She's a big believer in enlisting the support of our spiritual team, our angels, guides, higher self.
It's like having our own personal cheering squad in the spiritual realm. She talks about connecting with those unseen friends through meditation, right?
She does. She suggests finding a quiet space, closing your eyes, and simply inviting them in. You can ask for guidance, support,
Okay.
or even just express your gratitude for their presence in your life.
And she believes they communicate with us through our dreams too, right?
Absolutely.
It's like opening up a direct line of communication while we sleep.
Exactly. Pay attention to any recurring symbols, themes, or even specific messages that come through in your dreams. They often hold valuable insights. And it's not just through meditation or dreams. Lonsbury emphasizes that our unseen friends are always communicating with us,
Wow.
often through those gut feelings or intuitive nudges.
It's about learning to trust that inner voice, that whisper of wisdom that often knows what's best for us, even when our logical mind might be trying to convince us otherwise.
And sometimes that intuition comes through as a feeling in your body.
Yeah.
Does a particular choice feel expansive or constricted? Does it
Uh-huh.
light you up or drain your energy?
Interesting.
Our bodies are incredibly wise, and they often give us clues as to what's in our highest good.
It's about learning to tune in and listen to those subtle cues.
Yeah.
This has been such an incredible exploration of Lonsbury's work.
It has.
It's clear that creating lasting abundance is about so much more than just manifesting money. It's about cultivating a deep sense of self-worth,
Yeah.
stepping into our power, and aligning with the energy of abundance in all areas of our lives.
She really emphasizes that point, doesn't she? It's about recognizing that true abundance encompasses so much more than just our financial net worth.
Right.
It's about the richness of our relationships, the vibrancy of our health, the fulfillment we find in our work, and the deep connection we cultivate with our spiritual side.
It's about creating a life that feels abundant from the inside out. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today,
Yeah.
but I have a feeling this is just the beginning of the abundance journey for our listeners. Any final words of wisdom you'd like to leave them with?
Just this. Trust yourself. Trust the process, and never underestimate the incredible power you have to create a life of abundance in all its glorious forms.
That's beautiful. And remember, these are just highlights from the map to abundance. We highly encourage you to dive into the book itself and continue exploring these powerful concepts. Until next time, happy manifesting.